And now it's time to welcome our first speaker in physical presence, Mrs. Calliope Charalambous from Greece, founder and director of Athens International Children's Film Festival. Please welcome her.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity, Lena. It's great to be here. Thank you for the invitation to FESOFES and the Michalis Kakogiannis Foundation. It's exciting to be here. It's exciting to know that everyone is watching. Lena introduced me. Let me introduce myself once again. My name is Calliope Charalambous. I believe that this is the fourth or fifth slide of my presentation. We're not there yet. Okay, this is the right one. Thank you. Thank you very much. So my name is Calliope Charalambous. I'm the founder of the Athens International Children's Film Festival. And the festival was founded in 2018, and its aim is to promote filmmaking from around the world to the children of Athens and to the children of Greece for ages 0 to 18. So we are very dedicated to our families, the school community, the educators, of course, and our audience. And I was very much intrigued by your invitation, and I started reflecting on the idea of the Gen Z. And I asked myself this simple question: how much do I know about the Gen Z? Apart from the fact that my son was born in 2011. So as I watch him grow and communicate with his peers, I acknowledge the fact that I don't know much and I'm learning a lot. But let me start and talk a little bit about the festival. As I think, yeah, we need one slide next, please. The next one. Thank you very much. So as a film festival for children and youth, we do not create the content for Gen Z yet. But we curate the content for them, we design and package the content for them. And we aim to create an eye-level communication. It's interesting that you mentioned the fact that they don't communicate. They tend not to create an eye contact. But we are aiming to create this eye contact. We are aiming to create.
That's a challenge.
It is a challenge. Not looking down to them. That's the idea. That's our ambition. So we try to create an eye-level communication, which is going to be built, hopefully, on mutual trust and understanding, and of course, support, but also positive representation, avoiding any didactic approach, which is very common. When you're older, you're judging the generation that comes after you.
You're pointing your finger.
You're pointing fingers. So no judgment. As a children's and youth film festival, we're also free from commercial restraints. So we don't have the restrictions that other media have. So for us, the material we receive is so raw and it's firsthand. So most of the times, the material we receive is the directorial first directorial attempt of a filmmaker. That makes it very interesting.
Another challenge.
It is a challenge, but it is actually a genuine and straight reflection of this generation. So we come across this material, and we are very much interested into this, and I think that this material reflects the anxieties and the thoughts of this generation. So we get the opportunity to promote audiovisual content that is as honest as it gets when it comes to this generation representation. So increasingly, and I'm going to get into my point, increasingly, we have noticed that the trend of films, that there is a trend, and the films are using and are inspired by the social media aesthetics. I'm sure everyone in the panel has mentioned that, has noticed that we are the first ones to receive this material. We are the first ones who welcome this kind of material. And I think it is developing a new cinematic language. I will give you some examples in order to make my point. So the rise of social media aesthetics, it is today's teenage trend. Of course, it's about self-identity, it's about discovery, it's about a way to showcase your personality, your values, your artistic side, your artistic ideas. It is a way to connect with one's peers. So in this presentation, the slides that follow, I'm going to share with you films that we presented in our latest edition, just
the third one.
The fourth one, just 5 days ago. We just finished our fourth edition. And I'm going to share films with you where this trend is prevailing. And I find it very interesting. And this was the year that we discovered that this trend was prevailing more often than other years. So we find it quite interesting. This is the first one I've been sharing this slide with you for a while. The film is called Jawline. It's an American documentary about a young boy from rural Tennessee who aspires to become the next big internet sensation. So you see that, for example, in this specific example, you see that the theme of the film itself is the internet, is the social media. In the examples that I'm going to share with you later, you will see that format, style, themes, even tools are directly associated with the social media. Let me share with you another example. So, yeah, this is again from the film from Jawline. Girlhood, a Greek film produced in 2021. It's a documentary about 3 girls in quarantine during COVID-19. These 3 girls, they share everything, and they make their conversations and intimate sharing using Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok videos. But it's the storytelling, it's interweaved in the storytelling, and I find this fascinating that it's coming. Another short film, Selfie, American short film. You see that, again, here they use the social media image and the theme again, the tools, the style and the theme, also inspired by social media. This is an interesting Czech short film. I'm not going to bore you with synopsis and ideas about and themes of films, but again, look at this, hear this story. This is a story about 2 10-year-olds who take YouTube lessons at school, and the teacher tells them that likes and popularity doesn't come without any cost, so they decide to stage school shooting in order to promote their YouTube account. It raises questions. It's interesting. It raises the questions. We're sharing this material with the young audience in order to ask the questions, not to tell them what they should be doing. It just raises the question. Again, this is another example of a film that uses the idea of the social media exposure and the idea of privacy and how honest you should be during your interaction. Again, I said the word should, you know, you see, it just it always fails me. The idea of what is your private self and what is your public self, what is your social persona, what is your real self. It's always there. The question is always there. This is an interesting case. Share, again, another US film. It's a documentary done in 2018. Here you see that the form is derived from the vertical phone frame. The whole film, it's the next slide. Here it is. So the whole film is done on a vertical phone frame, the whole thing. And of course, the theme and the form, again, they're about social media, exposure, and the painful, the heartbreaking story of a Gen Z teenager who wants to come out, and it's easier for them to come out on social media rather than come out to their family. Okay, another example here, you see form and content, everything is like interconnected with this aesthetics. And another example here. So what I'm trying to say with all these examples about this new language, we are monitoring it. We are trying to understand it. So how do we perceive our role in a contemporary society? We obviously are here to share, to offer those films a way to find their audience. This is our job. This is what festivals do. But on the other hand, there is a paradox. I feel there is a paradox that quite often we as festivals, we are still learning how to communicate with this generation. We are still learning how to reach this audience and how to speak the language and how to engage with them. So curating films, curating the program that features films which speak this language, the one that I shared with you, seems to be one way to engage with them on their own terms. We're experimenting with it. So I just want to share the last picture with you. Here's my son, born in 2011. Last week, it's the previous slide, thank you. He and his friends, they just came to watch films at the festival. And I just realized by watching them, these are the kids who are going to be making the films that we're going to watch in like 5 or 10 years. So this is their language.
Even now.
Even today, exactly, even today. So the question is, we need to be able to learn to speak their language. We need to be able to understand their language. We need to be able, for me, to ask the open-ending questions, not have the answer, no judgment, no judgment. Thank you so much.